Hello, and welcome to SEGA News Bits Live, little impromptu Friday morning video. I initially was going to do one of these where I was going to piece together a bunch of information about the Elysian Shadows Dreamcast Kickstarter, but to be quite honest, I didn't want to dive into heavy stuff like that on a beautiful Friday morning. I didn't want to have half the information, and start doing a video. But if you do want to look into the Elysian Shadows Kickstarter nonsense, I suggest that you check out their Kickstarter page that has a new comment in the comments section. There's no new updates, which was kind of rankling me. But essentially, long story short, with the Elysian Shadows Kickstarter, they did not deliver on a game to all the backers. They took thousands of dollars and blew it all on, I don't know, I guess they developed something. I mean, the money went to something. They get upset that when people say it was a scam. I don't know. I mean, what's your definition of a scam when you collect thousands of dollars from people and you don't deliver on the product and you don't even make Kickstarter announcements later on? Later on, you don't leave a message saying, "Hey guys, so-and-so team lead here. We really dropped the ball. This is not going to happen." They didn't do any of that. They just kind of let it fizzle out. And yet in the comments, there is an interesting post, but it's Friday morning. We got new Sonic toys to talk about, so let's get to it. All right, Sweet Soul Brother. Isn't that beautiful? So, the new toys include Giant Mecha, and where'd he go? He's not in here. I took him out of the box. Giant Mecha Sonic versus Sonic. And Hammer Egg Robot plus Sonic. And they sure as heck like giving you that new little Sonic. New. This thing's been out for years. So if you collect any of these things, you're going to have a whole bowl full of these Sonic figures. I have so many that I actually just give them away. But I don't know. That's my only complaint about the new figures that just came out, is that the Sonic is the same one they've been bundling with just about every Eggman vehicle. At least the little Egg-O-Matic one, or the Eggmobile, has a Sonic doing that kind of eye, little raised eyebrow, DreamWorks face. But yeah, this one, he's just it's fine. I mean, but I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do the Hammer Egg Robot from Sonic Superstars, why don't you just include, and she's on the back here, Trip. Put Trip in here so that people can get the cool new Trip figure and this. But I guess they want to sell this, and then they want you to pick up this little $5 Trip figure, which you can't find these little carded, or the ones on cards at Target. I've never seen them. Rarely are they at Walmart, but the Walmarts always have the little boxes. So anyway. But yeah, so let's look at them. So the first one I want to look at is this. I think this one is pretty cool. All right, so this is Giant Mecha Sonic, I'm sorry, and I'm presuming they're making him larger because it's a little more video game accurate that he's larger than Sonic. But when you pair him with the pack-in figure, my goodness, he's quite big. And if you've read the Archie comics, they did have, I think it was a flashback or something, to Sonic fighting this dude on the Death Egg, and the size was this size. But I honestly think, and I don't have, well, he's all the way up there. I don't want to get up and grab it. But the 4-inch Sonic figure, I think, probably compares a lot better to this one. And maybe that's what they were intending for, but obviously packing this with a 4-inch figure was too much. So regardless, like I think this thing's just awesome. It's not the metallic paint that they used for the 2.5-inch and 4-inch ones, but it has some cool features. So it has these wheel feet, and you pop down on these, and then the wheels just come out ever so slightly, and he can roll across the floor. These also go down, which is kind of neat, and they roll. And then you can pop them back in. He also has little hands and thumbs, and he's fairly articulated on the arms. The legs, I guess, actually pretty articulated too. You can do some pretty, he can do like he's running. The head doesn't move as much, but that's because there's electronics in there. So what you do, and there's no sound effects, but there are lights, you push once on his back quill right here, and he lights up both his little rocket booster and his eye. And then he also, and I'm not really sure what the difference is. I did it once, and on the instructions that come with him, which are actually quite huge, like it's a big booklet, it says if you push twice, I guess the same thing happens. I'm not sure. Push twice. Is it Oh, it pulses. You see that? That's pretty cool. And yeah, you can do.
I can't hear you. I can't see you.
So he can see you. So that's what it is. So one press is just on, two presses and it pulses, which is pretty cool. And it stays on for a reasonable amount of time. So I absolutely love this figure. It reminds me of the giant Metal Sonic that Jazzwares did years ago, and he's smaller than that one. I think that one probably stands this tall. But I hope they do more of these. I would love to see maybe like more of the robots made bigger, like Eggpawn or some of the Superstars villains. So yeah. Overall, this is a very cool release. It's at Target right now. It's $30-ish, and to be quite honest, like you're probably going to find, I don't know, you might not find these on clearance because they are pretty cool. But it's kind of a crapshoot with the Jakks-specific stuff at Target. Like, you could go and find 10 of these for like half off, or it might be impossible to find after this week. Yeah, so overall, there he is. Very cool.
I felt like a bulldozer trying to catch a butterfly.
So the next one we are going to take a look at is the Egg Hammer. And this thing is massive. And this is currently, I think, like $40 at Target. Sites like Big Bad Toy Store were selling it for $55, which is obviously a lot more. And here's what he does. So dare I do it? I guess I dare. So he shoots these. I don't want to do it. Shoot. Don't make me look like a fool. Ah! It shoots out. Oh, God. But it also, like the other Eggman robots, it falls apart when you push this little button on his chest right here. So his arms and legs fly off. It's gonna fall apart. This is madness. But yeah, if you push the button, and it's happening. Ah, it's like an ejection. Ah, shit. All right. Well, he just came apart. So his legs popped off. One of his arms popped off. Thankfully, he's a lot more, like, they stay in a lot better than the Death Egg robot that they did, which I just thought was like, I'll bring him out in a second, but that thing is like, you just look at it and it falls apart. And I like the fall apart play feature, but I just kind of wish it was a little more stable, and thankfully with this one it definitely is, as long as you don't push that little button. And so he's got these two arms, they both fire. The way to fire them is to push in on this bit. Woo! I did it. His head moves, though my major complaint is that you can't pop the head up and put a little Eggman action figure in. In fact, the only vehicle that Eggman can actually like pilot is the Eggmobile. See, it's falling apart on me again. But this is cool. Watch this. This, like in the game, you can put him up, and he can like so yeah, that's really cool. Not much articulation in the legs. This like rocks maybe like a millimeter. But yeah, I dig it. I like that they've been making Sonic Superstars toys.
Come on, let go, here we go with the flow. Jump, 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 everybody jump up and down, feel the sound, get down. Jump, jump, up and down, all around, everybody feel the sound, get down. Jump, jump, up and down, all around, everybody get up to get down. Come on, jump, 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 let go with the flow.
Anyway, I hope you've been enjoying the drops. I found a whole library of Hideki Naganuma samples from all of his songs, and I completely forgot I had it. So it's not going to become a thing, but I had to drop some of them on this episode. So yeah, this is out there right now. This is out there right now. They both come with the exact same figures, so get ready to have a lot of these. And then coming very soon, it's actually already out, but it's sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, but I'm sure you'll find it at Target and Walmart, is a 2-pack with Sonic and Fang. So you're going to have more of those figures sitting around. But then Fang comes with his little marvelous, I don't know why they call it this, the Marvelous Queen figure or vehicle that goes all the way back to Sonic Drift 2. So that's kind of a cool inclusion. Of course, that's in Superstars. And it comes with a Sonic and Eggman spinny sign, I do believe. And I did mention this one. So this is the Death Egg robot that they did a while back, and as mentioned, like it I don't know how they got away with making this, because it's actually kind of like I'm an adult and that kind of hurt. If you're a kid, this thing spins like a saw trap, and to give you that effect, which is cool, like boom, Sonic hit him once, boom, Sonic hit him again. Are we ready for it? I don't know if I even want to do it. Let's go. So, yeah. I'm just making sure nothing broke. Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, so that's this one, and I really like this one. But like I said, I think that play features it's cool, but it's a little violent. And yeah, you can't open his head. Oh, can you? No, you can't. You can't open his head to put Eggman inside, unfortunately, so it can't like pop open and plop him in. But it is really well designed. I like this little feature where you can pop out the little flames. So yeah, I think that's really awesome that we are living in an era where there are full-on classic Sonic toy lines where you can pick up, you know, the first boss from Sonic Superstars here, which this might be like Sonic Toy of the Year. I just think it's not a deep cut, but it's definitely not something I'd ever expect them to make a toy of, but it's so cool looking, to be quite honest. Like, say what you will about Superstars, but that's super cool. My one complaint, in the packaging, they put like a zip tie around his waist, and it was so tight that I could not like get in there to snip it. And I got a pair of scissors under him, and then the scissors actually, and I don't think you can really see it anymore, thankfully. It's probably not going to show up on camera, but the scissors like shaved a small sliver of the plastic off because I was just trying to like get in there, and thankfully it didn't really do too much damage. But I'm one of those weirdos who like show up at Target, and if there's like multiples of a toy, I'll put like 3 of them out and like see which one has the least like paint errors, just so I can get the best looking one. And so like when I come home, the fact that I'm like shaving off little red shavings of plastic because I'm trying to get this plastic thing off is disheartening, to say the least. So what else is out there in terms of the classic Sonic stuff? So they have that 2.5-inch figure line from Jakks Pacific. And that one, I think when it started, it was really like a mix of classic and modern, but they've really fallen into making that the de facto classic line. That's where you're getting the, it's hidden behind the logo up there. Maybe you can, the little tornado, you can see it there. They have all of those classic play sets. They have the 2 Eggman robots I showed, as well as the Eggmobile. They have Fang on the Marvelous Queen. They have a capsule, like end of stage capsule, that you can bust open and put all the animal friends in. They have animal friends. Pecky, I think his name's Pecky, the penguin came out. There's Flicky. There's Pocky, that's the rabbit. And then there's, I don't know what the name of the walrus is. I don't know, Wacky. And those ones are interesting because they're 2.5 inches, but they scale with the 4-inch line. So there's been a little bit of like getting away with like putting, for example, Charmy Bee in the 2.5-inch line, but he's actually to scale with the 4-inch figures. But then they've made 2.5-inch Vector and Espio, and so you have this really weird looking Team Chaotix in the 2.5-inch action figure line, where they're like it's like Vector, Espio, and then like a massive Charmy that's the size of Espio, which I think is kind of funny. But I do like that they're getting a little creative with that, so that you can pick up like the animal friends for the larger figures. And like I said, in the case of this one, I feel like this is probably meant for the 4-inch scale line, but he's like oversized because he's like, you know, the larger than life boss. So yeah, run, don't walk to your Targets unless you are not shopping at Target anymore for their practices. But you can also find these on other sites. I'm sure Walmart will have them eventually. Big Bad Toy Store, like I said, has this one, though like it's like $5 or $10 more than you can get at Target. I made the mistake of buying the Sonic 3-pack with Gerald Robotnik from Big Bad Toy Store because the Agent Stone pack was so hard to get. And then, whoops, it ended up being like 30% off at Target for the Gerald Robotnik pack. And I'm like, I could have saved $15. But anyway, I think that just about does it. We are going to be having a Star Trek SEGA talk next week. It's going to be about the Strategic Operations Simulator, which was a arcade game from Gremlin, arcade company that Sega of America acquired in their early days, and that's why Sega has ties to Frogger, and that's why Sega has ties to Zaxxon, games that are like Sega owned but kind of developed not by Sega. We're also going to be having a episode of the Swing and Report Show tentatively next week with Scotty Mofo Show Mofo. He wrote for Sega Addicts, the now defunct Sega Addicts, as well as the, I presume, defunct Megavisions magazine. So that's going to be a lot of fun having him on talking about old Sega fan sites. And then there is the Arcade Adventure meetup happening the last Saturday of October before Halloween. I'm hoping to get that officially out there next week. I've unfortunately been very busy and I haven't been able to connect with the artist. I'm very sorry to her because I need to provide some screenshots from a game for a graphic. Anyway, too much behind the scenes nonsense. We will see you next time on Sega News Bits Live. I want to do more of these. I want these to become maybe a weekly Friday morning fun time for you all. But until then, we'll see you next game. And don't forget,
Up and down and all around, get down.
All right. See ya. Bye.
I felt like a bulldozer trying to catch a butterfly.
Jenje narun jenje, jenje narun jenje, jenje narun jenje.